Now, as you can see, these aren't exactly pictures of a man that's having a good time in life, and that's exactly where I'm getting at and why you don't have an update from the man himself. He's just unfortunately not doing very well. What we saw on the doctors was just the tip of the iceberg. What's up folks, it's Uranus, we're in Brussels, welcome to another video. So today I wanted to make an update on Brandon Westfall and why exactly you don't have any news from the man himself. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you already know that Brandon and I have very similar stories. We both have a broken pituitary gland, and because of that we missed out on puberty, we never produced any testosterone, and we had to go on treatment in our mid-20s because we still looked like freaking children. We were both wrongly mislabeled as late bloomers by doctors, and it pretty much cost us the best years of our youth. Now, he went on the doctor's TV show at 27 where he was correctly diagnosed and he started treatment. Now, I have some new information that I wanted to share with you because a lot of people have been asking Brandon for an update over and over again. So I reached out to Brandon a couple of times and I wanted to share that with you, and I will tell you why he's not in a position where himself he will make an update video. Alright, c'est parti. So in the meantime, his story on YouTube reached 26 million views. It's been published since 2014, just about 10 years, but people keep on asking him over and over again to make an update video. People are asking, how's life going? How's your voice? How are the balls hanging? Make an update video ASAP. Now, I've been following his story since 2014, since it relates so much to mine, and I've tried to reach multiple times to him to have a podcast with him so we could share experience, but unfortunately it's just not going to happen. Now, first things first, here's a little update on Brandon for those who don't know. Yes, he fully got through puberty, and yes, he fully developed normally after starting treatment. For the first 2.5 years, he was on and off treatment because he had financial issues, he didn't have a job, but once he got on a fixed job, he got on constant treatment, and he has been on treatment ever since. So he's on testosterone replacement therapy. Firstly, he started with cream, but then he went on testosterone injection for years. I believe he works in a technological company. I believe he works at IBM. And don't worry guys, I'm not stalking him. I saw this in the recent comment on his YouTube video. Secondly, yes, his voice got much lower than the one you heard on the doctors. He developed full body hair and full facial hairs, and his genitals developed normally. People seem to have a lot of interest in his genitals. Let's not forget, this man was married even before reaching puberty. He got laid even before reaching puberty. Good on him. Thirdly, what is his testosterone replacement therapy protocol? Well, Brandon is on 200 milligrams of testosterone every 2 weeks. That's lifelong, just like me, until the end of our days. It's not the best protocol, 200 milligrams every 2 weeks, but it gets the job done. Lastly, what does Brandon look like these days? Now, these are the most recent pictures I could find of him. If he was 27 on the show, he should be just about 37 right now. Now, as you can see, these aren't exactly pictures of a man that's having a good time in life, and that's exactly where I'm getting at and why you don't have an update from the man himself. He's just unfortunately not doing very well. What we saw on the doctors was just the tip of the iceberg, and I mean health-wise. Your pituitary gland is responsible for a shitload of functions in your body. It's like the command center of all your hormones in your body. It commands so many things, and that is messed up in Brandon's body. Also because of his Kalman syndrome. So on top of his hormonal issues that had prevented him from going through puberty in the past, he has been dealing with extreme muscle cramps or spasms that can last multiple minutes. We messaged some time ago and he explained to me that he even has these cramps at night, and on the worst, it's every 20 minutes. He told me that he had a general anesthesia not too long ago, and when he woke up, the docs told him that during the procedure, his legs were cramping like a freaking dead spider during the procedure because of the cramps. So he has them pretty much all the time, even when he's sleeping, even when he's freaking sedated. There's an issue with his muscles cramping up. The worst part is that the doctors cannot identify where it's coming from other than being it's neurological. That's the only thing they can say. So that's a major issue he has been having for years now. Then there's other issues. He's suffering from very regular migraines, he has chronic fatigue, he has celiac disease, which means he cannot eat gluten, or trust me, the side effects are a little bit special, you don't want to hear that shit. He has anemia and nutritional malabsorption because of bowel issues. That also happens because your pituitary gland up there is also in command of your bowel system. Brain and guts are linked. If the brain doesn't command the guts properly, you're always going to have problems regarding motility, absorption, and so on. And I speak from experience because I have that shit too, you know. So he has lymphocytis colitis, which is basically an inflammation of the bowels, an inflammation of the guts, and it results in a lot of pain and cramps. So he was placed on steroids, not Michael Harn steroids. I'm talking like shit like Medrol or prednisolone, anti-inflammatory to reduce inflammation, because he was in so much pain that it was necessary. You know, when your bowels are inflamed, well, eating is going to be one hell of a difficult task. All of these things, and especially the digestive issues, have of course taken their toll on his life, on the quality of his life, and they have made him quite negative. You can tell from the messages that he's writing on his YouTube channel and how he's answering to comments that he's really sick of it. And I understand, you know, my health issues are a pain in the ass every freaking day too. There is a general negativity in pretty much all of his answers. This one, for example, from someone asking him an update. So, hello Brandon, please make an update video to your physique and life since that episode from the doctors. And he's answering, honestly, I'm dealing with so much shit right now, it's hard to even get out of bed. Between moving, work, health problems, it's a bit much. Some nights I'm lucky to just get 3 hours of sleep due to muscle cramps and migraines. Just like I told you, these muscle cramps and migraines are really taking their toll on his freaking quality of life. So another person was commenting on the video game footage that he's regularly sharing because it's one of his passion, and he's answering, it really just doesn't bother me. It's more that I feel stuck in life right now, and I have been for a while now because mostly of medical shit. I've spent nearly $7,000 on medical bills in the last 4 months and barely have any answers to show for it. It's hard to focus on anything when you see so much negative. And I feel so much for this guy because I've also spent tens of thousands of euros on medical bills, and you wouldn't believe how much money I've actually spent on medical bills since I started treatment just about 10 years ago. I'm really afraid of thinking about it because it can also make me a bit negative and miserable. So I really understand the guy's position, because sometimes you just don't know what to do to freaking feel better. So here, last comment, don't give up, man, promise it'll get better. And he's answering, it's really hard to say that when you're living the life I am. I've easily had over 50 muscle cramps today, with around 15 of them between 2 a.m. and 7 a.m. Dealing with that while trying to pack move isn't exactly easy. So yeah, the bottom line is the man is just not doing too well, and that's why you don't have an update from himself. Now I have a special message from Brandon here because I feel so much for this kid. We basically went through the same shit, and when I was 25 and I was faced with a wall fucking issue, his story and his courage to go on a television show in front of everyone and talk about this shit gave me strength. So Brandon, if you ever see this, firstly, take a step back from all of this. Sometimes you are so face down in a pile of your own excrements, you don't see the daylight anymore. So take a step back and look at your problems from a third freaking perspective. It's not your fault you got dealt with bad cards. You can't control that, but you can certainly control how you react to this and the attitude that you have towards your freaking problems. I'm saying this because I've been there so many goddamn times, and I can tell you there is nothing down there in that pool of negativity and procrastination. I'm not perfect either in that regards. I have to fight every fucking day to stay positive and to get out of my bed. And I have days where up here everything is freaking dark. You have to find something that gets you out of there mentally. For me, that's the gym and following my Czech girl's ass half around the globe. Secondly, never play the victim. We all have issues. Trust me, there's a kid somewhere down there in a hospital bed that's going to stay in that bed for the rest of his life, that wishes that he had half the opportunities that you and I have in our lives. So I also have major health issues that affect my quality of life greatly, and yet I keep on fighting, and I would love for you to do the same. I know it's hard, and nobody else, no other person is going to understand what you are going through and what it is like to live with your issues. You gotta do this shit for yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna end up living an unhappy life. Thirdly, I would suggest you to find another endocrinologist, one that is going to put you on a good TRT protocol, because 200 milligrams every 2 weeks is a really shitty protocol. It's bullshit. You're gonna have a lot of ups and downs all the time, and it's not going to help you for any of your problems. Then I would suggest you to study and research every day about your condition and about what you can do to make it better. Those cramps, research the fuck out of those cramps and what you can do to make it better, if there are any supplements and so on, if there are any other people that have these issues and how they make it better. Research the fuck out of that. Your inflamed gut, also research the fuck out of that and experiment so that you know exactly what you can eat and what you can't eat and what you can do to make it better. Control what you can control and become an expert in the areas where you have issues. Then lastly, have a little podcast with me. It'll be fun and informative. And don't worry, I'm a freaking idiot, you know. Alright guys, that was it on this update. Let's hope our friend Brandon gets better, because it's a little bit sad reading his latest comments. And Brandon, we wish you the best. Now guys, kindly you do the YouTube things, you know, like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, tell me to go fuck myself. It always helps with the algorithm. Alright, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Uranus out. Salute.